She got the AA batteries, yeah. She talk nice, hope she means what she speaks, yeah. I'm counting this paper, don't want no favors, give me that cheddar. She's locked in like it's tape, huh? Bad babe, call her favor. Hello world, what's up Zambia? My name is Veetwo, also known as V2ZM. Today I am on Hits and Vibes. Let's get it going. Okay, what has my journey been like in this music industry? It has been rough. I'm not going to lie and butter it up, but it has been rough, especially the fact that I'm female. You know, there's a lot of conspiracy around the music industry. You know, most of these DJs, producers, they want a lot of things, you know, behind the scenes, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but I've also met some pretty good people, you know, who've recognized the talent, and they've been like, you know what, the fact that you're talented, we want to put in work, we want to put in action. Of course, it's a journey on its own. You can't make a hit overnight, you know, but we're getting there. Well, my family is very supportive. My mom wants to hear every song after the studio, every session. She's like, I want to hear what you've done. In fact, I said when I was a child, she's, you know, when you sing randomly, she'd record me. I was her ringtone, I think from the age of 6 growing up. So my mom has always been supportive. Actually, for my 16th birthday, I got a guitar for my mom as a birthday gift. That's how supportive she is. You know, if I had shows, like there was a record label, she was always there. She'd always escort me studio sessions. It's only now that she's, you know, laid off a little bit because, you know, I'm grown. But yeah, very supportive. I have a brother who always wants to know, you know, my little sisters know all the lyrics to my songs, like all of them. I think I started rapping at the age of 10. At the age of 10, I used to mimic like Nicki Minaj and all that. Now that I'm grown, I kind of look back and I'm like, I want the younger generation to have someone to look up to, someone that's in their country, you know. I want the kids to be like, oh, I sound like V. Oh, did you hear V's new song? You know, I want to be able to inspire. If you've noticed, I don't put any insults in my raps or my songs because I want the kids to be able to relate. The parents don't stop them like, oh, the music you listen to is vulgar. So I make sure it's family friendly, you know, so that it can be put out there. I'm trying to create something bigger than me. You know, I want the younger generation to look up to me. Are there any other female artists that I would love to work with in this country? Of course. I would want to work with Princess Natasha Chanza because people told me like I sound like her. Just to prove them wrong, I would want to have a song with her just so they can tell that there's a difference. And I would want to work with Bombshell, Cleo, all these names, you know. I love what they do with their music, their sound, you know, and I feel like if I put my own twist to it, it could be something great, something big, who knows. A few things I would want, you know, Zambia to know about me is the fact that I didn't actually grow up in this country. The fact that I grew around different cultures and coming back here alone, I feel like the culture that I've learned from different places and different people and the culture mixed here, you know, I try so hard to, like, you know, fit in with everything so I can make music a masterpiece. Like, I want to put Zambia on the map, you know. Personally, I don't think I had anyone who was, like, you know, inspiring me or anything in general. It's just there was a time in my life where I went through a really dark, you know, path. It was rough, and the only thing that made me get through it was writing music. I could write about what I was feeling, what I was seeing, what I was hearing, and it made it somewhat disappear. Writing music puts me in a different universe, like in a whole different space of my own, where no one can tell you, oh, you can't do it, you're doing it wrong, that's not it, you're wrong, you know. Yeah. Do I think female artists are celebrated more in this industry? I do not think so. If you've noticed, there are a few female rappers. I'm going to speak about rapping because I'm a rapper myself. There are a few female rappers. If you've noticed, most of them are underground rappers, not really recognized, and once they hit the scene, they have to keep a certain image, you know, they have to dress a certain way to grab attention, talk about their body parts to grab attention. I've never really noticed, you know, a female rapper that's just, you know, in their own lane talking about things that they want to talk about. Mostly they have to talk about, you know, body parts, all this. They have to sexualize most of the things so they can get attention, validation, you know, because that's what sells. You know, and I'm trying to beat that. I'm trying to remove that. We're going to change what sells in this country. So to follow me, you know, follow my journey, support, you can catch me on Instagram Veetwo.zm, Facebook Veetwo.zm, Spotify, YouTube Veetwo.zm. Support, show some love. Let's get these numbers.